Oh, isn't it wildly unsatisfying to have that music stop right at the beat drop? Hi everyone. How's my volume? I don't stream enough to have a grip on this. I'll turn this back on. Okay. Let's see. Apologies. It's gonna take me a second to get all settled into this again. Uh, People are not pleased with stopping the stream there, or the music. Oh my goodness, Jesus, there's like 40 of you? Hey gang. Oh, 43? Dude, this is what I did last stream. I streamed and I got like 10 people. And the last time I streamed before that was like 3 years prior, and my peak viewer count was like 11, and 4 of them were my girlfriend. So I just sat there the whole time being like, oh my god, thank you. Oh, double digits. Oh my goodness. Hello everyone. Yeah, so that video title and thumbnail are probably not the most descriptive. And I also black out for moments at a time, so we're already off to a great start. Hello, everyone. Going down the list, hello, Quinn, Shimmer, Don Yons, Dr. Dan, Toastman, Toastman, Sporkers. I remember you. You were our Kaisuke Hiraga contributor. DLC fam, Rising. What if this was the whole stream? Just me reading viewer names. No. So basically, what we're gonna do here today is let me turn up the music a little bit more. I have a backer kit for my game Agents of Fate. Some of you guys have probably seen the upload I made about the financial woes I have been in the past year. So rather than just going online and begging for money, I am doing my best to put out a game of mine, Agents of Fate Reloaded. It is an enhanced physical version of the tabletop that I made a year or two ago. And I am trying to drum up some support for that. Let me refresh here. As you can see, we are about 33% funded. So I am going to be streaming today. We're going to be doing some shit posts, some stupid ass Persona tier lists, because that's just kind of what I do around here. And if we can get to 100 backers, I will stream myself playing Persona 1. I'm probably going to have to shill this a couple times. I'm going to try not to make the whole stream like, oh, look at the backer kit, because I don't want to do that. But yeah, this is the only thing I could think of. There are some other things we might do later on in the stream. We might do some Marvel Rivals, some Jackbox, but personally, I've learned that I don't like streaming those games. It kind of just becomes too repetitive for me. So I want to do something a bit more engaging and a bit more on brand for me that's going to be more interesting than the same 5 Jackbox games everyone has seen. Just going to scroll through here. By the way, I've done my best to prep my PC for streaming. If there is something wild on my desktop, someone tell me. Have the backer kit auto flash up on stream at random times. I was gonna set up a like message notification, but I decided against it. Also, because I had like 20 minutes. Joe Frederick VTuber on a when? I don't know. I've thought about it, but I kind of feel like I'm better as a 2D man, a 2D little guy. Why? So you like Persona? You don't get a girlfriend? You know, this is true. This is true. 50 viewer peak. Oh, well, actually, we might be at 60. I can't see the Twitch chat all too well. How's everyone doing in here? Boy failure, Frederick. We got Trixton. What's up, Trixton? I genuinely wish I had money. This game is right up my alley. No worries. This is something I've brought up a lot in the Discord. I'm gonna have to shill this game a lot on my social media and Discord the next couple weeks. But that being said, at the most I want to ask from like my viewers is just maybe tweeting about it, share it with some people who might be interested. But by no means am I trying to rake any of my like supporters over the coals for nickels and dimes here. Well, 2 chats, yeah. Damn, you got Twitch. I used to. Before I did YouTube, I tried to be a Twitch streamer. And that's fucking miserable. If anyone wants to, like, try streaming to, like, become a Twitch streamer one day, you can. It's just a horrible idea. Like, I was at it for maybe a year and a half. I have a lot of friends who were and still are Twitch streamers. And if you were not going into streaming under the mentality of, like, I am already a content creator, someone else, and streams are just an occasional fun thing with that audience, you are going to fail. Like, maybe that's a bit harsh. But Twitch streaming is brutal. It is impossible to build an audience there. And absolutely no disrespect to the warriors of my friends out there that are still, you know, like, doing it to this day. But there are people who I know that have been streaming for 4 years and are still at that, like, 13 viewer count peak. Why I stopped was because I wanted to make funny content, but I personally feel like I'm better in a scripted format, and, you know, I just wasn't gonna get anywhere. You need to, like, have a following doing something else first, and then you can go into streaming. It's that bad. It's just really hard. Like, the problem with Twitch is so many people wake up in the morning and get infected with that itch that I want to be a streamer. And then they try to stream, and maybe they'll have a couple friends sit and chat for a couple minutes at a time, but there's no longevity to it unless you're really fucking funny and you are, like, farming the Twitch clip game. Like, you need to be clipping anything remotely funny, throwing it on Twitter and TikTok, and just trying to build a foundation there. But if you're just, like, gonna just stream, just like, solo with no other social media, it's just not gonna go well. Can we get an Adam cam? Unfortunately, I think it's, like, 2 a.m. for Adam. Otherwise, I would have him riding shotgun on this. I want the Persona cast to be in Danganronpa. Yes, we are going to talk about Persona versus Danganronpa today. I'm not going to be revealing anything about the video, like, specifically, but we will discuss it. We'll run through each character. We actually will be talking about how you guys are going to vote in the characters, because I'm not doing the whole cast. Like, that video is probably already a 2-parter. We're going to do, like, a community poll to narrow that down to, like, 5-6 characters per game. Maybe, like, 5 a game and then 1 from a different Persona spinoff. God, there's so many messages to keep up with. Can we have a bear cam? I'll look into it. Adam's in the UK, right? It should be 11 p.m. there. Oh, well, he's unconscious. Adam, like a bear, winks and nods at the camera. After a video upload, he pretty much hibernates for like a week or two, which is totally reasonable. If they make another Punch-Out, they should make Akihiko a secret boss like they did with Donkey Kong and Punch-Out on the Wii. That would be awesome. That's never gonna happen, but God, it would be so funny if Nintendo put an Atlas character as the secret boss. Because, like, only 1% of the people playing that game are gonna know what the fuck that dude is. You keeping it to 16 characters in total? Ah, God! Oh, Jesus. Okay, I gotta turn that down. First off, thank you for the sub. I'm actually going to use that as an opportunity. Please don't sub to me on Twitch. That one's obviously fine. Thank you, Kemster, my goat, my Discord friend. But I tried to disable subscribing on Twitch. Since I do not stream often enough on Twitch, it is not gonna do anything for me. Like, I would need to get 100 subscribers or something on there to, like, hit the minimum payment threshold. So, if you want to, you know, financially support me... Oh, thanks, Balls! Thanks, 2 Balls! Yeah, YouTube, Patreon, or the backer kit right now would be ideal. By the way, my ADHD is bouncing. Sorry we're sitting on this fucking mirror dimension. I've just been so caught up in talking. I yap a lot, if you couldn't tell. You should make a tier list based on if the Persona characters could beat me in a fight, but I have a full military arsenal. Okay. I will add that to the drawing board. Need to sip my orange juice. Mirror B, EMP wave. Yeah, that's fucking loud, and I don't know how to turn it down. Hello, Defense Gamer. Thank you for tuning in. I need to... I don't know what that is. Scooch this over. Okay. Okay, we should probably get into something here, you know? By the way, hello, everyone in Twitch. Wow. Ah, fuck! No sub on Twitch. This will have to do. Oh, Kemster, you little freak. Okay, so that notification does work for YouTube as well. That's nice. I didn't know that. So yeah. Once again, if you do want to financially support, the backer kit would be the best way to do it. Not even because I want to shill, but this way you're at least getting a tangible reward in return for your support, because I can actually give you things on the backer kit. Okay, so we've got a few options for what we can do here as far as the tier list goes. Someone just followed. Thank you, Laying the Toast. Happy to have you here. I'm gonna pull up chat on my phone so I can actually see what you guys are saying to me. Yeah, but we got a few options here. We're gonna do some silly live tier lists. Pulling up chat. Okay. So I've got some ideas for what we could do for this first live bullshit tier list, but I want to hear some of your guys' suggestions. We might jump straight into Danganronpa. We could do which Persona characters could kiss my dad. We could do, I don't know. Let's hear what you guys think. Can they fight me in a fight? See, the problem is, Yumirez, I don't know enough about you to make some hard analysis on that. I just imagine some of the characters seeing the rabbits and thinking they're adorable. Just to lose a fight. Dude, the rabbits would whip out the shopping cart and run those fuckers over. Persona, who would be the best lawyer? That's interesting. Kind of like a Phoenix Wright conversation. If I could financially support you, I'd back and backer kit. Hey, no worries. Just being here in the funny little stream is enough for me. So question, who are those guys with the purple and light red backgrounds? I don't think I've ever seen them before. Honestly, I don't know. I think they're the tier list makers' OCs, if I had to guess. Which Persona character can survive Adam Brainrot? Could Joe beat X characters in a fight? That's interesting. Oh, shit! Oh, we're about to get a noise, aren't we? Ah! Okay, so I see those on the phone first. Take my money, Hajime Hidachi wants to give it. Beat from Discord. Thank you so much! Which Persona character survived Sonic Adventure? Okay. Who can make Lego set with or without instruction? That's pretty good. Which Persona character is the most likely to drive without a license? That's our Hajime Adachi. Persona versus the Cinnamon Challenge. Okay. Let's see. I can't do polls on YouTube. That's a stacked list of OCs. It would be cool if there was a game with them. Honestly, yeah. There's some pretty good designs there. I think we'll start talking about Danganronpa a little bit. You know, the new Danganronpa-esque game came out. The last line defense tactics game. I would love to play it. I just don't have the money for it. Demo was good, though. Okay, so let's get into the tiers. By the way, this is the objectively best tier list to use for these, but there are so many. I'm not even making the Persona 1 and 2 joke here. They have every character that's ever had a portrait on screen from every game, so it is a bitch to navigate. Skimming through the sign. 100 Wine is Peak. Yeah, I really loved what I played. Just don't spoil past the demo for me. Okay, so Danganronpa. Let's get into the tiers. Okay, so I think we have to have dies first or murdered early. We'll do murdered late, I guess. Probably mastermind. Protagonist / ace detective. The floaters. These are characters that wouldn't die right away, but probably just hang out, somehow survive, like your Kazuichis. I would be for this. Even Hatsune Miku. Do they have Miku in here? I actually don't think they do. They have all the other dancing girls. This is the closest thing we're gonna get to Miku. Okay. And then I don't want to do Mastermind because that's like probably maybe too revealing. We'll do Troublemaker because the Troublemaker is your fucking Komedas and your God, what is wrong with this tier? Your Komedas, your Kokichis, your arguably Byakuya's? Byakuya's like in a weird middle ground between Ace Detective and Troublemaker. Use Igor in place of Miku. Okay. So now that we've got these set up, I think it's important to levy the expectations. Hardly anything I say in this like little ranking should count as potential oh, here comes pulling headphones off. Oh, that actually wasn't that bad. Thank you, Minato Kurusu, for becoming a member. Yeah, so this is gonna just kind of be some off-the-cusp, like, brainstorming. Because, again, we don't really know what characters are gonna be in this video yet. So, let's go ahead and start. Yeah. Okay, so the protagonists, I'm just gonna pull them all up in the conversation at once. Because the protagonists are always kind of interesting for me to talk about in these videos. They usually get, like, canned to the side immediately, or they're just really hard to talk about. They're very, like, general, could be anything kind of characters. And in a Persona setting, it's really easy to try to say they're just gonna be, like, the Hajimes or Makotos. Because none of them, I think, are killing. There's an argument to be made for Femc. But I feel like that's more just the characterization I have given her. Wow, that's a handsome guy in black hair. Oh, dude, thanks, Ren. I think his name is Akira. The protagonists have a choice, or it eats you win. Okay. I don't know if the protagonists should be in the video, because it feels kind of weird. Because if we include all the protagonists, that's already like a third of the roster, which are made up of kind of blank slate characters, for the most part. Thank you, Enzo, for following. But I feel like it would be very vacant to leave them out entirely. But then it gets weird if you pick and choose. Like, if you only had, like, Joker and Narukami, then you feel like you're leaving out a big chunk of them. So, it's kind of a tough decision. Now, excluding who should be in the video, if I were to rank these, I would probably say that Doorboy is a floater. I don't think he's going ace detective. He could help solve a case if he solve a case if he felt like it. But he's not going out of his way to cause problems or get to the bottom of things. He's very, like, what's a good Danganronpa comparison? Very monotoned. I know there's a monotone character I'm thinking of. It's like, oh, I don't care. The magic girl, wizard girl from V3. He's kind of like that for me. He'll probably end up making it to the end of the game and helping at some point, but he's not a front runner. You, on the other hand, okay, I'm actually gonna change these tiers. This is gonna be murders and gets caught, and then there's murders and gets away with it. I think that's better. You, I feel like, would kind of be what Kaede is, and if you don't know Danganronpa, none of this is making sense. He, like, tries to be the protagonist, but I feel like he goes a little too hard on it. Like, he gets himself in trouble by trying way too hard to be the group leader. So he's probably, like, in the protagonist ace defective category, but he's not making it to the end of the game. He's not the player character. He's kind of like a Kaito Kaede hybrid, if you will. You should add at least one victim tier. You know what? That's true. Because that's gonna be your fucking Yukiko's. Actually, no. I could see Yukiko killing, but we'll get there. Dorkun starts helping, like, chap 4 or 5. Yes, that's a very good way to put it. He floats until the end of the game, and then end of game, he's like, I'm in. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I don't know Danganronpa. I'm just here because Joe Frederick is cool. Well, thank you, Toastman 30K. Doing an obligatory. Please check out Agents of Fate. 3 weeks. Okay. ADHD bring over. Okay. Yeah, so you and Doorboy are in good spots. I'm gonna change this to Danganronpa study music. Yeah, it's probably fine. Okay. So, Femc is hard to talk about in an objective sense, because I feel like I have, in my brain, characterized her in such a different way than she actually is. Because in all the Persona Versus videos, Femc is like a screw-loose, smile, but actually fucking insane character. And that's a flanderization and exaggeration of, I feel like, what she is. I feel like I have come to that realization based off the one, like, line where it's like, oh, I'll sell you pictures of Mitsuru. I remember that line, and I think I have exaggerated the chaotic nature of her. But I still think she's in a different placement than the other two. By the way, Joe, we hear you fine, but I barely hear the music. Okay, thank you. Let me turn that up. Is that better? Let me know how the music is in chat. Okay. Yes, thank you. I should probably put on screen somewhere. That's what we're doing. Let me add some text. Persona. Oh, wait. Title. Did I do image? No, I need text. No, don't. Oh, God. I'm floundering. Okay. I need text. Text. Oh, there we go. Title. Thank you. Sorry, I am trying to keep up with everything. Okay, we need... Yeah, that's probably fine. Just put that, like, up there. It's probably fine. Yeah, okay. Gonna read chat really quick before I move on. Femc is kind of your character now, but it is funny. Oh, man, I wouldn't go and say that. If anything, there's a character I've claimed as my own characterization. I guess that's Sakechi. Although I feel like I've played that pretty close to the source material. Did we change it to Persona 1 rather than Trigger Happy Havoc? I don't know what that means. She's either the Chapter 3 double kill, or she's that one kill where one is technically a culprit because she tripped and fell on a banana. That's true. She's either a murderer on purpose or an accident. Live behind the scenes. Yeah, that's a pretty good description. Don't worry, I hate OBS too. Thank you. Akechi, my beloved. Everyone claims Akechi. It's true. I'm not original. Everyone claims Akechi is their own comfort character. Did we change it to Persona 1? Yeah. So if we hit 100 backers on the Kickstarter, I will stream, fucking Persona 1. Okay. I have to stay on track. I have to focus. Femc, if I were to make a guess, it would be, I think Femc kills and doesn't get away with it. But it's like a Kaede situation where she only kills because she was trying to save the group. Like, I think there's a motivation that's if you get a kill and you get away with it, you can save your team, like everyone in your group. And I think she is deranged enough to go for it. It wouldn't be easy. It would be one of those heartbreaking cases where when they find out it's Kaede, everyone's like, no, Kaede, Jesus. Femc, they're like, oh no, what? But she would have a damn good attempt. It would be a hard case to crack. I would play Danganronpa on stream, but I already know everything, so it wouldn't be that interesting. Maybe I could get Adam to do it. Who knows? Okay. Joker. Funny Ranakira Karusu Amamiya. This is tough. Joker has always been kind of the hard one for me to script, because I can make jokes with the other three protagonists, you know, fucking Yunarakami. Either he's a Chad or he's over the top about the power of friendship. Doorboy's depressed. Katone is deranged. But Joker is kind of more of a blank slate. And that's fine. You know, like, you can kind of utilize him in a few different ways. But he's just kind of more general. So there's not really a direction I feel like he leans. I feel like he's actually maybe the most protagonist option here. I guess I'm kind of thinking, because I've been playing Persona Q2 for research lately, and he's the, like, basic protagonist in that game, whereas, you and Minato get a lot more characterization. So, I guess, it's kind of a boring answer, but I feel like he's more, like, kind of your Makoto Naegi, I'm just your regular student kind of kid. Joker is probably the mastermind. That's an interesting take. Play Ultra Despair Girls then? No, dude. I've seen some of the clips. I'm not getting demonetized by talking about that game. I always read Joker as a suave gremlin. He'd make dumb quips while showing off with backflips. That's true. I would say you is the most Makoto-ish. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's true. Because he would be the one going on about bonds and hope and friendship. Persona Q2 fandom. I did that a while ago. I hold pride in knowing that the Persona Q2 fandom that I hosted is the furthest any fandom has ever gotten, which is sad because we didn't even get into the first dungeon. There was no such game as Ultra Spare Girls. Joker is just a normal odd dude who is secretly the mastermind that no one suspects. It's true. I could see him maybe being a killer if provoked. Teddy would be the mastermind. Yeah, that's kind of low-hanging fruit. I don't know how I'm handling Teddy. People have to actually vote Teddy into the video for that to be a thing. I might take a break coming up soon here to make a poll to see who you guys would want to vote in. But let's get like 10 characters into this tier list. I'm not going to go exactly in Persona 3, 4, 5 order. I'm just going to kind of do a grab bag here. But I will go with Yukari. While I take a sip of my Monster Energy. You can get a Monster Energy at your local 7-Eleven for $4.99. Monster Energy. It's green, so it's nature. Oh, shit. We got another backer on here. I can't really see who it is, but thank you. I'm assuming it's one of you guys. I just backed the kid. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Erase Me. That saved me the problem of asking who that was. What do you guys think about Yukari? Because I have thoughts, but I want to know the common consensus first. She's like the first girl that gets killed in Danganronpa 1. Oh, like Sayaka Maizano. Sayaka Maizano. I wonder how different the results would be if we voted on who gets excluded instead. That would be funny. Taking the, like, lowest ranked characters from this stream and voting only them in. Please don't do that. There would be so many boring characters in there. Yukari, I think, is killing. She's like a Hyoko. I could see it going a few different ways. I think out of the Persona 3 cast, Yukari is the most likely, if cocaine is not involved, to kill one of the other characters. Because, like, I don't see Junpei doing it. He's kind of like a dog, you know? He's got that fight in him, but I don't think he can be pushed to killing... Actually, no. That's not true. Junpei... I feel like Junpei was willing to kill in the ending of Persona 3. I have to research that. Yukari, I think, can be the most selfish in the right circumstances. I think she, if provoked, would be willing to kill for her own survival, but she feels like one of the early game killers, like kind of what someone said earlier about Sayaka. An easy case to crack, one might venture. I think it's a sloppy kill, but she would do it. Let's see. She's pretty willing to turn back time. That's true. She was one of the main things in episode I guess / the answer. I could see Junpei unironically being one of the most hopeful characters, like in the answer where he was the most level-headed. I have not played the answer, and that is really dumb of me considering my profession. That is such characterization for all those characters that I really should be considering. I know the broad strokes of what happens, but I'm not, like, informed on, like, it specifically. Maybe I could do that on stream. I've never played the answer. That could be kind of fun. Futaba and Haru are tag teaming a murder on Akechi. I have opinions on how Akechi would handle the Danganronpa game, because I feel like most of the people in the comments talking about it are wrong. Not in this stream, just on that video. But we'll get there when we get there. Maybe I'll talk about that next. So yeah, unless there is an argument to the contrary, I think Yukari is a murderer and gets caught. Like, I don't think she's got the deceptive skills to cover it, but I feel like she would do it. The question is who? I could see her killing Ryuji or Yosuke, Because they are close enough to annoying in the way that she finds Junpei annoying, but she doesn't have that emotional connotation with them, you know? Like, Yosuke's making one comment about women, and he's catching an arrow to the head. Honestly, I guess Yukari and Mitsuru if she's really pushed. Akihiko would need to be made insane. If there's cocaine involved, that is a different conversation. Somehow, I feel if Katone would live through complete and utter bullshit, like she'd be found out, but someone else would mess up their words. Yeah, I stand by that. Akechi doesn't even kill a single person. Okay, since we are on the Akechi conversation, I might as well do that now. Because I've gotten a lot of comments about, wow, you can really tell it's a Joe Frederick stream. Because we have abandoned the turn order to talk about Akechi. Okay, I need a sip of my orange juice before I get into this. I'm passionate about this one. You know what? Yeah, I just saw this in the comments. We'll make it white. Alright. Well, we'll talk about Akihiko. Oh, fuck. Talk about Akihiko later. But we'll just get that out of the way. Hey, Trix wants Miku. Also, sorry, my boy Yusuke. Okay, we'll talk about Miku. We'll talk about Miku. We'll talk about Kiryu, but we'll get there when we get there. Cracks knuckles. What are you doing? Akechi fakes his death to blame someone else as the murderer. Okay. So I have gotten a lot of opinions on Akechi. I've been told that he is the mastermind. I've been told that he is like one of the first killers. I've heard that people say he kills last or is involved in the killing game in some way. I'll give you this little nugget of information for free about the video. Because, honestly, Akechi and Naoto are the two characters that I know 100% are getting voted in. Like, that, there's no doubt in my mind that they make it into that competition. I don't think Akechi kills at all in the beginning. I think if they're put in a killing game, and there's about 3 or 4 other Persona 5 characters, then I think the narrative at this point, because I have to take these characters from a certain point in their stories. So, the Persona 5 gang already knows that Akechi is batshit bonkers, right? I think that he knows that if he kills someone, they're gonna catch him. That, like, if he gets voted by them, there's just, like, no escape from him being suspected. So he will think objectively it is in his best interest to not kill. Because he knows if he tries to kill, they'll vote him out immediately. So at least if he doesn't kill, it's an extra line of defense for him. And we've also seen in incidents like in Royal, if he's in a situation where he's kind of forced in this like specific situation and he has to work together with the Phantom Thieves to get outside of it, he'll do it. You know, he doesn't want to be controlled by anyone else. So being thrown in a killing game controlled by someone else, you know, like, I don't know. I don't think that he's, you know, gonna be a killer. He might be a troublemaker. I think he's like Komeda, Kokichi, Byakuya. Byakuya is actually the most astute, accurate depiction. Like, he's smart, he will help solve the case, but he's gonna be a dick about it and make you work for it. Naoto is the Makoto Naegi. No. Naoto is the Kirigiri. Akechi is the Byakuya in this scenario. By the way, almost 80 viewers. That's crazy. What's up, gamers? I just noticed that. YouTube Army is trouncing the Twitch Army, by the way. Let's see what you guys have to say about that. How does Olay body luminous skin awaits advert impact the video? You know, honestly, you know what, you're right. Can I get a refresh on that? Can I at least get a different ad? All right, that's better. That's kind of more of a border, having it on both sides. That's what I've been saying. Akechi would 100% play it safe. Yes. He could also be trying to end said killing game because he doesn't like getting controlled, so he's kind of like Kokichi. Yes, that is very good. A very accurate depiction. I think Haru and Futaba are working together to kill Akechi. Yes, another astute observation. If Haru and Futaba make it into the game, and they're both alive by round 3, I could definitely see it. Also, how do you get the member badge? Oh, here we go. Ah. That's such a flashbang to keep people, like, paying attention. Thank you, Tamashi. I need to see Baofua in here at some point. I'm guessing that's a Persona 1 or 2 character that I don't know about. If you want to see me play Persona 1 and 2, maybe consider go back in the backer kit. Once we get to 100 backers, I will play one of those games on stream. By the way, thank you. I just saw a 59th backer. Let's fucking go. Wow. Sorry. I just got lightheaded from that pop-up. But yeah, Akechi, I'm not going to say that he won't kill at some point, because I think this is going to be a 2-parter, and I don't want to remove characters from theorizing. But I'm just saying, in the beginning, as far as my, like, off-the-cusp brainstorming, because I've got the broad strokes of that video playing out in my head, I don't have anything past 10% of it thought out. I think he sticks around. I can't promise he won't get killed, but I don't think he's killing right away. Persona 2 character, yes. Thoughts? Oh, wait, I actually really like that question. Thoughts on the 2 Persona episodes, Death Battle, Weiss and Mitsuru versus Joker and Giorno? Very pleased. I don't know JoJo, despite what my name might tell you. I know the broad strokes, never watched it. I like that Joker won. I like that we saw 70% of Akechi's body at some point. Mitsuru versus Weiss. I actually watched Ruby. I love the backing track for that. It's called Winter Sonata. Very good song. Let's go ahead and play that for a second. I use a lot of death battle music for when I'm running campaigns, like D&D stuff. Yeah, this is a fucking slapper and a half. Like, it's such a good mix of the Ruby and Persona music. I don't know how we got here. I'll let that play for a second. Focus. God, can you guys tell I have ADHD? Like, I know in my videos I'm bouncing off the walls from topic to topic on brain rot, but I don't actually spend a lot of time just going off mic like this. So I hope this makes sense to you. Let's see. Wait, the royal example was good. If he has no control over the situation, he will work with the others like a zombie one. Yes. Yes. I'm glad we are all in agreement about Akechi. Can't stay, just dropping to say hello. Oh, thanks for tuning in, Anapai. That's my goat. I recognize you. Yep, yes, yeah, ADHD. I love the wave of everyone just being like, yes, we understand that you have ADHD. You? The bear guy? ADHD? Put a Ruby character in the video as a bit. I almost put Ruby in Persona FNAF with the cross tag battle. Requiem for a Thief is a fucking banger of a song. Yes! Wait, Requiem for a Thief, is that the Twooey one? Oh, no, this is the Persona one. I haven't listened to this one on its own. Although I can already hear the Persona influences. I love the Joker versus Neku Phantom's game. Okay. Alright. We should probably focus on the tier list, huh, gang? God, the way the chat is just ADHD across the board. Alright, before we pick that back up, do one more check here. We are 41 backers away from a Persona 1 stream. So, consider, you don't have to back it yourself, but maybe just tweet about it. Share it on Tumblr and Twitter and Instagram and your mom's Facebook. Maybe she'll like it. What's going on? We are doing a kind of live brainstorming about the Persona vs. Danganronpa video, but only 60% of the time because I'm bouncing from topic to topic like a fucking jackrabbit. Okay. How do you feel about best versus guys? I can talk about Death Battle all day. We can't stray the course. Heavy was in Sonic All-Stars Transformed, and Sonic is in Smash. Oh, so true! I don't have a Twitter, but I'm a backer, if that's something. Phoenix, you are my GOAT. That is more than anything. You've supported me on anything I can think of. You are the best. So when does Aigis kill Ryoji? It's a good question. We should actually talk about Aigis while we're here. I honestly have no fucking clue how to handle Aigis. There is a precedence for robots, Mecha Nekomaru in Danganronpa 2. And I know she's gonna be top 3 in the poll. Like, right below Naoto and Akechi is Aigis. I know that for a fact. That's how the previous poll was. It was like Akechi, Aigis, Koromaru, Naoto. I'm not putting Koromaru in the game. Oh, well, maybe. Depends. But if Aigis is in the game, no weapons whatsoever. She's got the robot body, but she is not going to have, like, a machine gun arm. Kibo. I don't know why I went to Nekomaru before Kibo. Yeah, there's robots in Danganronpa. It makes sense. Okay, you say no one could kill Aigis, but Aigis could be killed in a lot of creative, clever ways. She could be, you know, doused in water. Her charging station could be fucked with. She could be hacked. There's actually some work there. Aigis could come back like alter ego. That's something. Guys, please put Ryoji. It would be so funny. If Ryoji makes it in before other Persona characters, I'm gonna have a fit. Maybe have one person kill Aigis when she runs out of battery. That's true. I wonder, will Yakuza come out of nowhere again? See, here's the thing. Typical Danganronpa game is, I believe, 16 characters. So if I took 5 from the main 3 games, that leaves 1 spot open. And I might make the people fight between Miku and Kiryu for that spot. You know what? Let's actually do that right now. This is not going to be official. By no means is this going to secure them in the spot, but I kind of want to see what that matchup looks like. Let's do, who would you put in Persona versus Danganronpa? Again, we have immediately strayed course from the topic, but hey, I'm at the risk of going off topic anytime I read one comment. Okay. I will be, hi, Nanako. I'll be sharing this in the chat. Where's my stream? Okay. Let me pin it. Alright, while we talk about Aigis, go ahead and give that a look-see. Ow! Fuck! Tip $2 for Super Chat. Hajime Adachi. Well, and see if you dub possible tomorrow. Yeah, I'll try to tune in. Okay. The votes are pouring in. Oh, no. Kiryu. Oh, he's coming back? Kiryu's coming back? You know, I'll share this in my Discord, too. Phoenix, thank you so much for pinging the Discord, by the way. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick second to catch my breath, because I've been shitposting nonstop for, it seems to be like 30 minutes. So I've got to admit, this is running a lot closer than I thought it was going to. Oh, let me post this in Twitch. Sorry, Twitch chat. I keep neglecting you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't get mad. It's here. Yeah. I didn't even see the messages about you guys talking about Twitch. I just forgot. Man, yeah, I really thought it was going to be like 80% Miku, but the Kiryu heads are putting up a good case. Come on, Kiryu fans, heat action that vote. That's true, we did have a Miku cult in the Discord for like 4 hours the other night. Me shamefully refreshing to see if there's any progress. Alright, I guess. I need to sip my drink again. That's the problem. I can talk a lot, but I have a very weak, like, vocal cords. Yeah, so I guess I don't think Aegis kills. And if Aegis kills, it is not of her own volition. Like, she is only killing in the scenario to protect the Persona 3 protagonists, or if she's hacked. But she's not getting away with it. Like, I think the fact that she's a robot is like, oh, it goes against my, you know, none of you guys are shadow. Wait! Wait! She could kill Teddy! Teddy's a shadow, and she's like a shadow eliminator! Wait, that's so on brand! Okay, never mind. She kills. She kills. She doesn't get away with it. But she kills. Oh, I put Kitsune in the wrong tier. That's... Okay, so she's either killing to protect the P3 protagonist, killing because she's hacked, or she kills Teddy because she sees him on sight and is like, Shadow, initiate self-destruct. Meridian and Teddy, and that's the thing. Aegis kills Teddy. No, you know what? She gets away with it. Aegis kills Teddy, and everyone is like, you know what? Good call. We support you, Aegis. That was the right decision. Teddy dies first, confirmed. Oh, man. You guys would have to actually vote Teddy in for this to happen, and no one is voting Teddy. Okay. That's enough, Monaco. So this is interesting. The thing about Teddy is that you'll notice I very rarely talk about him directly in videos. Like, his biggest impact on the Persona Versus series is him being kidnapped or walking in the background. Like, we have never discussed Teddy in a, like, actual fashion. I've never been like, okay, so what does Teddy do? Wait, is that true? In the bear video, he dies. Yeah, he dies in a cutaway gag. In FNAF, he's thrown in the dumpster. The only video we talked about him in is Persona Pokemon, and even then, I think it was like a 5-second gag. But there's a thing about Teddy that makes me, like, never feel bad about this. Because in the Island days, I was doing a poll to see, like, if you guys think Teddy survives, and he got, like, 2% of the vote. Like, it was an ass handing to Teddy. Let me go find this. God, I do a lot of these stupid polls. Okay, I really gotta go down. Oh, yeah. By the way, Thank you for 12,000 subscribers. We hit that, like, yesterday. That's awesome. Okay. So, in this poll, less than 10%. And then there was another one. Yeah, okay, barely 10%. And then somewhere in here, he, like, got washed. Yeah, okay. It wasn't that he got no votes. It was that everyone voted that he would be voted off first. Like, there are no Teddy fans in my chat. Oh, hey! Thank you so much, Recordio. Sorry, I recognize viewers by their profile pictures, not by the names. Also, Joe, you should update the links on the Twitch bio for Discord. The current one doesn't work. Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you so much, Tyvius, JK. Yeah, Twitch chat revolution. Oh, God. Is there a race war happening in Twitch? Okay, I'm grabbing it. Copy. Okay, that doesn't work. Discord is oppressing you. Can I, how does this work? How does this work? Something just happened. Thank you so much, Erase Me, for following. Oh yeah, hi stream. Okay. There you go. I'll add it to the description later. But we were talking about Teddy and how no one likes him. So Teddy dies. Like, he doesn't get a chance to kill anyone. I don't think he would try to. I think he would, like, harass one of the girls and they would just fucking murder him. Joe, you may need some mods in YouTube and Twitch. That's true. I don't have any. Unless. Wait! Oh god, I almost just banned Phoenix. Thank you, Ghost Raptor, for tipping $5. Labrys would be like Toko, swapping between normal and Shadow Labrys. That would be an entire trial. That's actually, if I were gonna work in Labrys into one of these videos, which I really feel like I should at some point, that would not be a bad idea. Okay, Phoenix, you're now a mod. This is the last time in like a week Phoenix has just been like, hey, can we get some mods? And I'm like, okay, yeah, here are the keys. Let's check that poll, huh? Ah, Kiryu, you poor bastard. Joe, we are revolting. All right, Twitch chat, what are your demands? I will give you one demand, since I have been neglecting you all stream. Be a pro gamer of one of the chat rules. Hate to break it to you, but I am not a pro gamer. I think you are. Your name is Neo. That's pretty pro gamer. Visibility. We demand Miku. Miku on the tier list. Miku. Okay. Okay, fine. We will add Miku to the tier list. But I can't edit this tier list, so you're just gonna have to take the girl from the Icus Flash mobile game from 2004. Is that what you wanted? Okay. Jesus, there's 16 of you in Twitch chat now? No, YouTube viewers, you can't convert. You're the opposing army. You can't swap sides. All right, what do we think about Miku? How is the Miku thoughts? Miku is such a hard character to talk about because she's just like mascot. She's just happy dancing singing girl, and that's great. I love Miku for her. I love her for that. But like, what happens here? Hajime Adachi. Yes, very good. She dies. We shall fight Twitch till the end. Very good. That's the mentality. I put the view comparisons on screen to encourage hostility. Like, why are we discussing this? Miku's 10 a.m. alarm is just like Rolling Girl. Oh, dude, Rolling Girl is like... Miku rolls, Miku beam. Yeah, I love that song. The Reichi cover is really good. She just exists, doesn't do a single thing. That's the thing. Miku could be in that video and she'll never do anything. We'll just occasionally cut to her on screen and applaud. That's like the entire Miku bit. That'd be actually kind of funny. Having Miku in the video and she doesn't talk, she doesn't contribute, just every once in a while during an investigation or trial, the camera just pans over to Miku Fortnite dancing and confetti appears on screen. I only know Rolling Girl because of the Undertale fan comic. True, Miku is Junko, Miku's the bear. We see her, we clap. Have you seen my art? She just fits. It's true, I'm a big fan. Oh, so if hostilities commence with Twitch chat, Nice need 2 more people to help me cast Armageddon on them. Yes, very true. Attack the Twitch army. It's what we need to do. She can drink tea with Mitsuru or something. That's true. Wait, Joe, I just came up with a great idea. Well, let's hear it, Tim Armstrong. Don't keep it to yourself. By the way, almost like 90 viewers. Let's fucking go. She's Mukuru Ikusawa, the 16th student lying hidden something in school. That would be funny. Because everyone would be like, oh my god. There's a 16th hidden person in the school and they're dead. And everyone's like, oh god, which of our friends is it? And everyone finds Miku and nobody knows who it is. They're like, oh, this is kind of underwhelming information. And they look at the Persona 4 cast and they're like, do you know her? And they're like, we feel like we should. Like, our paths have definitely crossed at some point, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, Miku's a floater. I think that's the fairest place to put her. How's Twitch chat doing? You guys okay? Oh, we're still revolting? Okay. Alright, let's see, we've talked some Persona 3, we've talked some Persona 5. Should probably talk a Persona 4 character. So the only 2 we've talked about, we've gotten through pretty fast. Let's go with... Okay, so now we're not even gonna discuss. She's the Kirigiri of the game. Like, they're practically the same character. They both wear gloves. That's not true. They both should wear gloves. Alright. Let's talk about how I'm gonna thank Jadim for following. I'm Jadim? Yosuke. Do we want Yosuke? Let's see. Yosuke. I think we want to talk about Yosuke. How does everyone feel about Yosuke? Yosuke's kind of a fan favorite in the Persona versus cinematic universe. There's always kind of a Yosuke joke going on. I'm very happy, Silver. Thank you for joining the YouTube army. Okay, so I keep seeing a couple comments asking about opinions on Persona 1 and 2. I don't know anything about those games. I've only played the main trilogy. I'm a fake fan. That's why kind of one of the goals... Oh! Woo! 60! Thank you! One of the main goals of the stream is to try to drive attention to the backer kit. because at 100 backers, I will start a Persona 1 stream. And in those streams, I will be giving the rankings of how the Persona 1 characters fit into all of my videos so far. But, I can't do anything about that right now. I mean, I could, but, you know. He gets murdered. He pissed himself. Death via trash can. Yosuke needs to find a trash can. He needs to be the one who lives for no reason. He's smarter than people give him credit for, but he's very murderable. If someone ever described me that way, that would just be it for my self-esteem. Is that a fucking... Okay. God, my throat is shredded. I need to work on my lung capacity. Yosuke should be the pro tag. That's interesting. But that's kind of the thing about Yosuke, is he wants to be the pro tag, and he never will be. I don't know why people want to talk about Yosuke so bad. Like, he isn't killed at the first trial. Do I need a copy, or do I need to borrow your copy of Eternal Punishment? That's okay. I'm gonna play it through very legal means eventually. Make him a different Yuri Lowenthal voice character as a gag. That'd be kind of funny. Here it comes. Hajime Adachi tier, please. Stop donating $2 just to Hajime Adachi post. Haru should be the mastermind businesswoman in 2025. Cringe. Oh, hi, Goro Kechi. Glad to see you. Fan favorite of the channel. Okay. I'm going to take a sip of my orange juice. And then we're going to talk about Yusuke. Just replace Yosuke with Spider-Man. That'd be kind of funny. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say about Yosuke. Yosuke was essentially the second smartest member of the investigation team. Not book smarts. If we're ranking these characters based off objective intelligence, Yosuke's around the middle. But in the scenario of the murder mystery, which this is the competition where I think the Persona 4 cast gets their win, is murder mystery. Yosuke was up there. He was right next to Naoto being the front runner of the speculation. So I don't think that he kills. I think he's off the discussion for killing. I'm not going to say he can't be murdered, though. I feel like Yosuke is an easy target if you want to murder someone. But he's up there near detective. He was never book smart, he's money smart, and makes him more intelligent. Very true, Emily. Dap me up. Low bar, to be honest. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, once you get past Naoto, it just kind of plummets. Like, everyone in that group has a specialty intelligence, and then nothing from there. He still is very murderable. Yes, he's definitely victim material. Oh, I didn't realize I'm gonna make ultimates for these guys. That's gonna be fun. Yosuke is the only one who knew you would go into the TV world by himself to approach Adachi. That's true. Hey, Mix, welcome on in. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel wrong putting him next to Teddy, but I don't know what else to do, because he's not a floater. But I feel like, okay, well, he's the most helpful of the victims, but he's still a victim, you know? That's true. If we go back to our Yukari scenario, She might hear Yosuke being, like, homophobic or sexist and just fucking shoot him on the spot. Out of the current murderers, this makes sense to me. Wait a second. Mix just called me Joey. People don't call me that here. Mods, band up. No, just kidding. I am doing alright. Like, if we're gonna get personal, I got some really shitty medical news this week, and I am just trying to smile through the pain. But other than that, I'm streaming. Got like 80 viewers in here listening to me talk about dumbass Persona characters. That's more than I could have asked for like 4 years ago. So, taking the good with the bad. Yosuke is always a victim. Maybe a new tier, maybe. Yeah, I feel like a new tier. There needs to be a distinguishing line between the victims. We need, like, victims that suck and victims that tried. And I think Yosuke's a victim that tried. Yeah, that feels right. Joey Wheeler. Hey, Yogi. I can't do a Brooklyn voice. So, what cards are you gonna pick, Yugs? My sister is blind, Yugi. Let's see. By the way, for the Miko idea, have her and Kiryu do karaoke so everyone is happy. Oh, that'd be cute. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Quinn. Can we have a summoning circle for Femc living at this point? Yeah, probs. There's probably going to be a, like, community bonus again, so if you guys want, that would be your chance. Can't get better soon. I'm my biggest supporter die early. Thank you. Preserve your voice, Joe. Yeah, I'll try. We've got a lot to go on this tier list, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I don't really want to get crazy into it, because it's not that I'm uncomfortable talking about the medical news. It's just that it came at a really shitty time, because I am trying to raise money for something right now, and I personally feel really shitty being like, oh, while I'm conveniently asking for money, here's some horrible medical news. Like, it just, I don't want it to come off the wrong way. But I feel like if I say, oh yeah, I got some really bad medical news, and then don't elaborate on it, people are gonna think I'm dying. So, I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. But by no means is this, like, guilt or trying to appease, like, attention or anything like that. Basically, I have just had, like, lower back issues since I was 10. And doctors used to tell me, you know, just exercise more. You're probably just sitting too much. And I've been looking into it this year again because it's been getting worse. And, taking a sip of my drink. Basically, I have a birth defect in my lower spine that is creating some deterioration in the lower discs of, like, spondylosis. And the scary thing is they told me that as I age, as it worsens, I could start to lose feeling in my legs. Now, there are countermeasures I can take. There's physical therapy. We're getting an MRI. There might be spinal surgery to help treat it. But yeah, that shit sucks. And I'm very stressed about the other shit going on. So I'm just trying to keep moving. But that being said, I am not dying. I'm not at risk of going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah. I don't want any, like, you know, crazy sympathy. Obviously, sympathy's fine, but I'm not saying that to garner sympathy. Yeah, that's kind of the thing I'm most mad about, is how late it was caught. Because I've had x-rays done multiple times in the past, like, 12 years. So I don't know how a birth defect wasn't found sooner or brought to my attention. But that being said, I'm in a fortunate position where I still have health insurance and I can still, like, get help for it. So that's going to be a lot of the next couple months for me. That being said, I don't want to use that as, like, material for people to give me money. That just feels wrong. So if you're gonna support me, do it because the funny memes, not because you're worried about my legs. Here's some good news, Joe. You're almost at 100 viewers. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on that. I honestly thought we were gonna cap out around 30. So the fact that we're still sitting at a comfortable, like, 70 or 80, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Yeah, that doctors are way too quick to write shit off as. Yeah, and especially when you're younger. You know, as a kid, they just think, oh, he's fine. You know, he's probably just sensitive. Someday you will find success. Yeah, I mean, look at the backer kit. We're already at 60 members. So that's pretty cool. Yikes, man, that sounds pretty tough. Hopefully you can overcome it. At least you have insurance. Yeah, I've got it for like another year or two in America. I'm still writing my parents' insurance. I personally have proctons. Yeah, I only got diagnosed. Yeah, it's around 17. You need the gold finger to fix your back. So true. Don't let go, Joe. We love you platonically, Joe. Oh, do it. You know what, Twitch chat? I've been giving you guys a hard time, but you're pretty nice. Alright. But I won't dwell on that much longer. Let's get back into the funny Persona stuff. We talked about Yosuke. I think it's time for a Persona 5 character. We are not talking about Persona 5X. I don't care. I'm sure it's a valid series, but until I can read it and play it, we're not talking about it. Let's talk about Haru. That's maybe one of the most controversial characters in this series. How do we feel? Mastermind? Murderer? I'm resting my voice while you all submit your thoughts. Also, this music fucking sucks, so we're gonna get something else. Let's do some Persona 3. Okay. Haru kills someone. I think she gets caught. Victim. I think she's a victim. Haru is killing Akechi. Floof dies. Haru kills someone and gets caught. She gets a very long class trial, but she murders and gets caught. Probably murder. I think she's a victim. I think she gets framed. Haru kills and gets caught. Probably. Haru kills and gets caught. Oh yeah, Haru would be a good Sayaka type. So it seems to be very 50-50 split. 50-50-50. 50-50 split. Between she dies and she kills. I have controversial Haru opinions. I don't think she's a violent character. I think that she has had like 4, maybe less notable examples of her being a quote-unquote violent floof. And I'm tired of pretending like that characterization is there. Writers can't just insert a character trait like in 2 throwaway gags in the Mementos and then 1 scene in a spin-off and that's suddenly a personality trait she has. No. Like, I know the joke is big weapons, small girl, and she sometimes says out-of-pocket stuff. But you can say out-of-pocket stuff without being out of pocket, you know? I think Haru, that characterization is way overblown. I think it can be a part of her character, but I've seen so many comments and, like, YouTube videos about how she's, like, this sadistic demon, and I don't think it's there, man. Yeah, but you know, yeah, that's the thing. I actually really like Haru. If this was a personal, like, Persona character tier list, she's probably going around B or C for me. But because she's, like, she's kind of, like, on in regards of she's a nice girl and a fun character, but she doesn't have those traits like all the other Persona characters do. So they cling on to the like, sadistic examples. But that's it, you know? I'm personally a very big weapon of... Yes! No, me too! I love that archetype. Tinkaton? That's the only one I can think of right now. But I'm a big fan of that, like, aesthetic. And Haru's a good example of it. But she's not, like, this malicious, would kill on first glance character. But I've appeased that community in videos like Island. Exactly, she's got intrusive thoughts, but her kindness burns through. Yes. Off-screen kill. I mean, I'd also owe to murder out of... Yeah, that's the thing. I've done there's a full video written and scripted and annotated of the Haru is not violent character study that I've just never put into production. There are just as many examples of her saying she thinks shadows are cute and fun as there are saying that she likes to murder people. So I think you can make as much of an argument that she's a freaky little monster lover, but that one doesn't get talked about, so that's not the characterization we go for. It's also like the hit rate of it, you know? There's like 5 examples of Haru being violent. 2 of them are in spin-off games, and the rest of them are optional, very hard to get lines of dialogue. And that's it. If it was a more prominent part of her character, I feel like it should be more focused on. One put in an extremely stressful situation she would like to crack, probably stressed. Yeah, that's true. Like, I do think there's enough there that she would maybe be willing to murder. But I don't think she gets away with it. In a scenario where she's pushed to the limits and murders someone, it's not going to be a clean job. I mean, her whole thing is big weapons. It's not exactly discreet. So the discussion here is, does she murder at all? Because if she does, she's not getting away with it. Not gonna lie, I understand none of this, but I'm still having fun. Silver, I want you to know I'm very glad that you're here. Would Haru kill if cocaine is involved? Now that's an interesting question. If cocaine was involved, I think Haru kills. But I don't think it is enough of a determiner to go in the Akihiko tier. My thought process behind all of this is mixing both the atmosphere and themes of both Persona and Danganronpa. A lot of these characters would crack in the Danganronpa world, even the most pure. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Who was that? Hey, Mitsu, thank you for following. Also, because it is dawning on me that the straw poll is still pinned, I'm actually going to make that pin the backer kit thing really quick. Oh, hey, Opal. I don't know if you've been here, but that's the first message I'm seeing. Okay, depends on motive, that's true. You know what, just so we move on from the horror discussion, I'm gonna say that she is more likely to murder than some of her peers. So that's gonna get her in the murders and gets caught tier. But it could go either way. I think Haru would kill if one of the motives was like the secret motives and she got to kill Akechi. That's true. I forgot about Akechi. She would try to kill Akechi. 100%. Round 2 or 3, she's going for Akechi once the blood's already started to shed. Okay, it is a Persona 3 character time. Alright, let's have some fun with this. Do we put the dog in the killing game? Discuss. Hey Joe, can Bargain donate money through Patreon? He doesn't trust Backer Kid, doesn't really like TTRPGs. Yeah, of course. He can do Patreon or YouTube, but tell him he doesn't have to do any if he doesn't want to. Yeah, okay, wow. Lots of messages coming in for the dog. Okay, yeah, so we're putting the dog in, apparently. In normal circumstances... Okay, we're showing the Haru. No, yes, okay. Koromaru, the sole survivor. On one hand, dog in video. On other hand, dog might get hurt. You know what? For the sake of conversation, let's say that he is in the competition with all the characters currently on screen. He's not killing. There's no way in hell that Koromaru kills anyone. But does he survive? Because look, I think there is a genuine moral case to be made that if you're in a Danganronpa scenario with like 14 other humans and a dog, and they tell you that if you kill the dog, that's the same thing as killing a human, I'm an animal lover, 100%. I don't want this to sound like I'm not for animals. I've got like 20 pets at home. It's not an exaggeration. I think it would make the most moral sense to kill the dog because it's got the least amount of life in it. But that's a hot take, and I know you guys aren't gonna like that. Please do Adachi after Koromaru. Okay, fine. We'll talk about Adachi next. Joe, think about Gundam's hamsters. Koro would survive. That's true. Akechi's killing the dog and going home. No, I refuse that narrative. Akechi and Koromaru are proven to be friends in Persona Q2. What about the cocaine? I don't think Koromaru does cocaine. I think he's too good of a boy. Koromaru can be an extra. He doesn't count even if you kill him. Fair, but consider, just look at him. That's true. I am looking at him. Quip this out of context. Do not slander me. I would never. Yeah, you tell him, Akechi. I'm back. What I missed so far? Kind of just a lot of bullshit. Yusuke has not been discussed yet. Koromaru is the truest detective. That's true. I think that's the thing. You need Aigis alive to understand Koromaru. Well, could Teddy or Morgana understand him? Is that a thing in Persona Q2? Like, can they translate for him? That's interesting. But if Aigis is down, Koromaru is just a dog. Koromaru is a motive? That's true. Saying you'll kill the dog. That's how you get Shinjiro to kill. Put Koromaru on the line. Alright, I guess since it's unclear Koromaru would be a floater, I think personally he should die. Objectively, if you're like preserving the most amount of life, but he's also a dog, so it's a weird middle ground. Koromaru eats Akihiko's cocaine and dies. Okay. I guess we will talk about Adachi. Since everyone wants me to talk about Adachi. Now, personally, I think Adachi, as much as I love this little Redditor, he is maybe one of the least interesting characters to put into this conversation. Because he is exactly what I think people think Akechi would be. Like, he's getting thrown into this competition, and he doesn't care. He's just gonna kill someone, and he's probably not even gonna try to hide it. Like, he'll kill someone, and they'll get to the, like, investigation, and he'll fly under the radar. But as soon as you get into the trial, and they're like, alright, Adachi, we know it was you, he'll be like, ah, man, you know what? You kids and your damn talent. Yeah, it was me. Like, he doesn't really put up a fight, I feel. I feel like he's like, well, shit. I already was gonna go down with the ship anyways. I might as well enjoy these last few moments. I killed the dog. He didn't deserve to be alive. Did you know that if I was gonna kill anyone, preserving the most amount of life would be killing Koromaru? I mean, I was gonna go for the idol girl. But every time I looked at her, I heard applause. Adachi thinks he's the mastermind, but he's a puppet. That's a really good take. Yeah, he's a troublemaker. No, you know what? I think he's murders and gets caught still. I think in the scenario where none of the Persona 4 cast knew him, he could maybe be a troublemaker or murders and gets away with it. But he's going into this scenario with the existing lore of the Persona 4 games. So they're getting right in there, and they have the inverse of Akechi. Akechi will work with the group for the betterment of their survival. Adachi just doesn't give a shit. Like, Adachi, I feel, serves better working alongside the mastermind, but as a fake out. Like, the video poses him as the mastermind, and we get to him, and then he dies, and the mastermind keeps doing shit. I feel like that's the best way to handle an Adachi in this video. Joe Fredbear, can we submit fan art of you? Yeah, if you want to join my Discord, we've got an art post channel in there, or you can also tweet it at me at JoeFrederick348 on Twitter. That'd be cool. I like fan art. Yeah, Adachi, he's a murder and gets caught kind of guy, but he's probably working with the mastermind as like as a henchman, I think is more likely. Wait, Joe, Adachi gets killed because someone thinks he's the mastermind, and that's the case. Ooh, that's true! People think he's the bad guy and kill him. It's like, I know there's a case like that somewhere. Fucking Rantaro. He's like a Rantaro, but he's actually a piece of shit. Aw, damn, Funyarifa Master. Thank you for tuning in for as long as you did. Fred Knights at 5 Persona! Okay. So you're done Persona 4. I think we need another Persona 5 character at this point. Who do you guys want to talk about from Persona 5? Who would be the Nagito of the group? That's probably Adachi, if he survives past round 1. Let's see. Yusuke, Futaba, Sojiro? Sojiro in this competition is such a shitpost. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of Yusuke. I'm seeing a lot of Futaba. We'll go Yusuke. I see a bit more of him. Okay. Yusuke is interesting. I think Yusuke is the most floater coded out of any of these characters. I don't think he's dying, at least immediately. I don't think he's killing. I think he is one of those characters that somehow makes it to the end, and he really doesn't deserve to. Like, how do I explain this? Yusuke, to me, there's always a character or two that gets to the end of Persona, Danganronpa, and you're sitting there and you're like, why? It's like the Hagakure, or the Soda, or, V3 doesn't have a lot of surviving characters from memory. But they don't really do much, but they're always there for a quick gag. And I feel like that's what Yusuke is. Hey, this isn't a bash. It's a good survival strategy. I just don't see much from him. Let's see. He has one moment of clarity and then nothing else. I think most people would just ignore Yusuke rambling, and that's how he survives. Yeah, pretty much. I don't think he makes himself a threat, but he doesn't really make himself a target either. So I think that's prime floater material. Okay. Persona 3 time. Let's talk about the kid. Let's talk about Ken. Ken has a troubled history in the Persona Versus series. He has tried to kill Shinjiro. And remember that in this scenario, in the finale of the series, they are going to retain memories from the previous videos. So if Ken makes it into this competition, he has to face Akechi, who he did betray and manipulate. So we could potentially see Ken squaring off against Akechi, and that to me is an interesting discussion. Victim that sucks? Man, people hate Ken. Jesus, I thought he's alright. I think Ken could maybe survive off the merits of being the youngest for a while. Like, Persona has set a precedence of that with the mage girl getting through as far as she did. There's always the tiny one that makes it further than you think. Tries to kill but fails is interesting. That's the thing. If Ken kills, he's not getting away with it in no scenario. But I could see him being an accomplice to a murder. I love Ken. He's my little brother, and I will buy him McDonald's, but he wouldn't survive any trial without his powers. Ken tries to kill Akechi, or Akechi tries to kill Ken. I think the big brain play would be if Akechi offs himself, blaming Ken, all because he doesn't want to be controlled. Akechi suicide bombing a 13-year-old is a really good way to end that series. Here's the thing. I don't think Ken survives. But because of the narrative precedents we have set with Island, I think that there's enough material for him to try. Like, I think he either teams up with Akihiko, Shinjiro, or potentially Akechi. There could be room for, you know, a redemption between the two of them. I don't think he floats. He's involved in the narrative way more than someone like Yusuke would be, you know? Or Teddy. Because Teddy is a victim that sucks. And Haru's a killer, but she's messy about it. Ken, I feel like, tries. He tries to do something. I feel Akechi would be aware to watch Street Ken. Yeah, that's the thing. If Akechi enters his competition with Ken, then Ken is on radar. He is being watched by Akechi because he is first-handedly watched Akechi's manipulate people. Wait, that means they all have seen the friends die and then come back to life for no reason. This is true. Yes, in this scenario, they are all going to know they are being toyed with by, like, holy forces. And that's the thing. A little bit of a teaser for you. Persona versus Danganronpa. That might not be me behind the scenes. At the end of Zombies, I got kidnapped. Maybe I'm being forced to put on the show. And there might be a redemption arc for Cinematic Joe. Maybe he learns to let the Persona kids take it easy for a while. But who's to say? So, as far as Ken, if we're giving him an answer, I think he's either a victim that tried or a murderer and gets caught. And I think it's more likely that he's a victim that tried. Yeah, Cinematic Joe is a victim. Yeah, add Joe Frederick to the tier list real quick. I got kidnapped by Monokuma. So did Adam, if you recall from Zombies. Cinematic Joe? That's the question. Who is the mastermind? Is it the bear? Is it Adam? Is it one of the Persona characters? You'll just have to wait and see. I'm telling you guys, the B plot for Persona Danganronpa is gonna be the most fire shit we've ever done. Yeah, the audience is the mastermind. What if I pull a V3 and, spoiler warning for Danganronpa V3, mute the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? It would be crazy if at the end of that video, I was just like, yeah, the mastermind is actually the audience. They just want more bear videos. Okay. I am gonna use the restroom really quick. Please do not leave. It will be less than 5 minutes. If I see that viewer count go below 60, because I'm taking a fat piss, I'm gonna lose my shit. So I will be right back. I guess let me turn on a video for you guys. Alright, I will be right back. Enjoy some Attaboy.
Just be the hero path over and over? You'd be wrong.
No one go anywhere.
Decision making, discovery, and repetition, spanning 10 total endings, all depending on your choices and moral judgment. Do you know who else had to make some interesting moral judgments? Our guy JC, of course. This isn't actually as strange of a comparison as you might think. Shadow the Hedgehog has deep moral choices, religious themes, and most importantly, the closest thing to Space Satan we've seen since Darth Maul. So today, let's work out and complete Shadow the Hedgehog, truly how the big man in the sky would have wanted it. The idea here is simple. Find a path that will best send Shadow on a biblical journey of struggles, moral ambiguity, temptation, and in turn, redemption. Shadow's path today, as mentioned earlier, isn't just about loving thy neighbor and picking the hero path every time, as that will often just have you slaying everyone who opposes your beliefs. And where's the forgiveness in that? So, to give a basic framework, we're looking for the path that best allows Shadow to save the good people of planet Earth, showing mercy and forgiveness where possible, and ultimately preventing Black Doom from destroying the world. So I got to the drawing board and with the help of Bible.com, began our journey to save the world in the Lord's name. Level 1 Westopolis gives us 3 choices right off the bat. Turn the path of evil and eliminate all the gun soldiers, the neutral path where we ignore everything and head straight for the Chaos Emerald, or the hero path to destroy all.
If you guys enjoy that 2 minutes of Attaboy content, go subscribe. Also, everyone go comment on this. Let's do a dumb comment. I want Adam to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh my god, my new video got so many comments. And let's make it something stupid. Fuck. Let me think. Can we all just go comment, Joe Frederick sends his regards? I feel like if we get 5 or 6 of those comments, he's going to be so pissed off at me, and I really think that'll be worth it. How do we feel about that? Twitch chat? Lost Girl VTuber? Hi! Wait, did we get raided? Oh my god, were we raided when I was pissing? Oh no! I stood up to piss, and we got raided. Oh shit! My negligence, my Twitch negligence. I'm never looking at stream. Oh well, thank you for the raid, Lost Girl VT. We gotta look at your Twitch account. Okay, wait, this is the game my girlfriend plays, I think. This is the game where you date the boys, right? The boys. Yeah, the cute boys. We love cute boys around here, don't we, gang? Everyone go give her a follow. Why is there a dog? I just looked up at screen and there's a dog.
Oh, seriously, wait, give me.
God, I should not be trusted with an audience of like 80 people. There is nothing I'm doing on screen that warrants attention. It's a fox. God damn it, it's a fox. No, I meant the dog in the pouch. I think I saw your fox girl beat supermodel. Oh, well, I've clearly earned that follow. All right. Fuck, things are falling apart at the seams. Thank you for deciding to raid me. There were probably a lot more focused people, but I really appreciate it. Way to go. Can you link the video? Yeah, sure. Here's the Adam video. Who is that? Thank you, Jade Burp. I feel like I recognize that name. I might be wrong. Fuck. Okay. We gotta focus up, gamers. I'm falling apart here. Joe doesn't know what a kitsune. I know what a kitsune is. I just wasn't thinking about it at the time. Thank you so much for staying as long as you did, Quinn. I hope you have a pleasant weekend. Okay. Walk in. I'm walking in. I'm walking in. Okay. So, can someone quit me going, I'm walking in? Okay. It's been a minute since we've talked about a Persona 4 character. So let's talk about Kanji Tatsumi. I need the music again. God fucking damn it. Okay, here we go. Kanji Tatsumi. Kanji is kind of a tricky one, because I don't think there's any scenario where he is pushed to kill someone else. He might be like a Mondo, where he gets riled up enough to want to fight someone, but in his heart of hearts, I don't think he's killing under any circumstance. Although, I'm open to discussion on this. Kanji won't be targeted until late game, but he will be targeted. That sounds like a threat coming from you, Mr. Akechi. He murders Adachi. He murders Adachi out of rage. Junpei pushes him too hard. Sewing. That's true. I could see Junpei being a homophobic freak to Kanji, and that could result in his death. I don't think Kanji's a floater, and I don't think he's a killer. I actually think he is closer to the protagonist territory. Although we have to consider the Akihiko. There's history there. If him and Akihiko are put into a room, they're either going to be best friends or mortal enemies. We don't know how that relationship is looking after Persona Island. Joe, you don't know what a kitsune... I know what a kitsune is! Why is this narrative being spun? I was looking at the dog in the backpack, not her VTuber model. Her VTuber model was very pleasant. Okay. Oh god, I didn't know you were a popular YouTuber. That's a very polite way of putting what I do on YouTube. I'm not really. I've got a really good dedicated following, and I cherish them with everything in what's supposed to be my soul. But I wouldn't consider myself a big YouTuber by any means. I just don't stream a lot, so when I do stream, it's kind of like people are like, oh my god, Joe's streaming. But I will pass forward that goodwill of the raid. Joe's gonna be a Gundam in the Mechanwaru thing. We cherish you, Joe. Oh, thank you, Silver. Now you're calling her a pheasant? Pheasant? I said she was pleasant! Yeah. Kanji is not a floater. He's not a murderer. But if cocaine is involved... No, I can't do that to him. I think he's a victim that tried. He's not solving a case, but I don't think he makes it to the end. Joe has a following of shit posters. Yes, that's true. That's actually the most astute way to put it. I'm not famous. I've just got a very dedicated fandom of shit posters. First time joining one of your streams. Neat that your character art rigged is like a YouTuber. Oh, thank you. What was I about to say? I don't stream often. This is like genuinely the second stream I've done on YouTube. So don't worry. You are still getting in while the going's good. Lost Girl, I came to your YouTube chat to say thanks for the Kitsune justice. Yeah. I knew what the fuck the Kitsune was, you guys. Go follow Lost Girl on Twitch, on twitch.com. Twitch.com/Lost Girl. She plays mobile. Oh fuck, let me refamiliarize myself. Plays mobile dating games, I think. Dating games, Persona 5, Honkai Star Rail, Overwatch 2, Lost in Deep Space, Uno and Friends. This is actually awesome. Wait a minute, dude. Look at what is that creature? What is that creature? You can tell I'm at like the 2-hour mark, and my brain is absolutely fried from doing this for so long. He would sacrifice himself. That is a worthy tier. I think sacrificing self is a worthy enough tier. Because there are multiple characters I think sacrifice themselves rather than just outright die. So, does that change the current rankings? I know that puts Kanji there. Yusuke could sacrifice himself. We've set a precedence for that in Persona Zombies. But no, I still think he's like the definition of floater. Joe, do you know the difference between mammal and Indian? Why is this the bit that we're sticking to? We saw a Kitsune VTuber for like 30 seconds, and I said, oh man. Thank you, Ghost Raptor. I have not seen the Persona 3 movies. My friends were in a dubbing project for them a while ago, but I've not watched them. Anyways, I know what a fucking Kitsune is! Someone quit me talking about the Persona 3 movies and then cut it off right as I'm like, I know what a Kitsune is! It's a good bit. But thank you for the sub. Not sub, the donation. I think Joe doesn't know what a Kitsune is, dude. You fucking... There was... You know what? No. You guys want to fucking talk about this? We'll talk about this. I was looking at her stream. I know that's a Kitsune. But in the middle of me talking, a fucking, like, Shiba Inu wolf popped out of her dog, or the bag. And I said, what the fuck? There's a dog? I was justified. Jesus. Can't have shit in Detroit. This is probably really good advertising for for the Lost Girl. Lost Girl doesn't need my advertisements. She's trouncing me in the follower counts on Twitch. What am I talking about? It's a fox in the back. Is that a fox? That's a dog! Oh, God. Oh, shit. That looks like a dog. I'm sorry. So Joe doesn't know what a kitsune is. He just didn't know. Joe, yes, I know what a kitsune is. I know what dogs are! That just looks like a dog! Look, Lost Girl, you understand the pressure of streaming and commentating and thinking all at the same time. When I'm in the middle of thanking someone for rating my stream right before I fucking pissed myself, and I'm trying to talk about what you do, and I look up and I just see a canine creature in a bag, when before it was just a fucking anime, man. Like, I just a little caught off guard, that's all. This isn't the hill I thought I was dying on today, but here I am. I feel like I owe you this at this point. Alright. Is that atonement enough? Can I move on with my dog Kitsune Colin wife, please? I do love my community. My community is full of single-handedly, simultaneously, the most supportive and the most antagonistic people I've ever met. Okay. Anyways, let me look at the fucking Twitch chat. Is there anything I'm missing in here? Literally a kitsune. The heck did you do? I subbed. I owed you that. I owed you that recompense at least. I mean, you raided me. $5 for a raid? That's a pretty good transaction. I'd take those deals. Joe, you're the most glazable man. I don't know how I feel about that statement. Yeah, Lost Girl, how would you like to make a cameo on the highly anticipated which Persona characters could survive Danganronpa? We'll throw a clip of this in somewhere. It's a worthy enough tangent. Maybe that'll go on the fucking like snippets channel if I ever make one of those. Let Lost Girl be the mastermind? Homie showed up for a raid and derailed the conversation for 15 minutes. He's stupid enough to live. Alright, no, you know what? Since you guys are all such big fans of Lost Girl, we'll talk about her favorite Ryuji. How do we feel about Ryuji, gang? Do you think he survives 5 nights at Monokuma's? Discuss, please. Out of the 4-ish Persona tubas, you're in there. Yeah, that's kind of why, I mean, I love Persona. It's my favorite franchise of all time. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about it. But part of what made me want to start doing Persona YouTube is there's not a lot of Persona YouTubers. You'll get people who post like cutscene compilations, translations of Persona 5X, occasional challenge runs, and like Minty Ace Productions, and that's all I can think of. There's not a lot of shitpost Persona YouTubers. Lots of shitpost Persona streamers and Reddit posters. But anyways, Ryuji. Here's the clip you asked for. I have not seen the Persona 3 movies. You Ghost Raptor. I have not seen the Persona 3 movies. My friends were in a dubbing project for them a while ago, but I've not watched them. Anyways, I know the fucking Kitsune! That's good. Ah, shit, did someone just do something? Ah, someone followed. Fuck! Thank you, whoever followed. I wasn't paying attention. I was being a narcissist and look at my own clip. Okay, Ryuji would sacrifice himself like he did in P5. Ryuji doesn't get a single win. That's fucking crazy. That's true. Are we really gonna go the entire Persona Versus series with Ryuji never winning? Come on now, guys. Even I'm not that ruthless. Let's say Ryuji probably says, let's Persona this, and does cool kick and survives. It's a good idea. I'll jot that one down. Ryuji somehow doesn't realize he's in a killing game until he dies. Aw, oh, come on. That's like... Ryuji's not that dumb. Oh, here it comes. Wait. Was there a donation? Okay, maybe that was just wait. Loud incorrect Buzzner. I think if this is me, if I'm making this video, if I'm the one in charge here, I think he's close to sacrifice himself for everyone. Like, more so than Yosuke. He's closer to dying for a cause. But I still think he's, like, so victim-coded. He's not gonna kill anyone, but I think he's easy prey. And I think he stands less of a chance in the intelligence field than Yosuke does. And that sucks, because I want to give Yosuke a win, or Ryuji a win. But I don't know. Do you guys agree? I'm gonna eat some fucking Fritos, because I haven't eaten all day. So I'm gonna let you guys chat amongst yourselves while I loudly open this bag of Fritos. In case anyone's wondering, they are the original, not the scoops. I only use scoops on a chili. Oh, I would kill Ryuji for a bag of Fritos. I would kill for a Scott the Woz cameo. I am not in the Scott the Woz cameo subscriber threshold, though. The Funyun is the means by which all is revealed. Yeah, it's over here. Take a handful. Anyone else want some Fritos? Here, I'll pour some in a bowl. I'll put it on the table. You guys can munch on them while we discuss this. I'm hearing too much Ryuji slander. No, I like Ryuji. He's like a B-A tier character for me. I just don't think he's gonna survive a murder game, you know? I wonder how different this tier list would be if it was Squid Games instead of Danganronpa. I feel like we're in a completely different discussion at that point. I should probably stop chewing into the mic. There's probably a lot of people that hate that noise, and I'm not helping. They're okay. I mean, they're pretty fresh. I found them in the back of the cupboard. I don't know how long they've been in there, so I'm impressed that they're, like, still so fresh. Real Ryuji fans, you know he doesn't live? Yeah, that's true. Let him cook, please. Ryuji has it in him. I'm gonna let him cook. If he, like, gets voted in. Should I? Okay, I'm actually gonna make a poll really quick. Because I'm very interested in this all of a sudden. What move glued a handful of Frito? Okay, I'm gonna put up this poll. I'm gonna see if you guys, it'll probably take like 5 concentrated minutes, but should I make the poll, like the Google form to vote in who you want in the Danganronpa video? Obviously it's not gonna decide anything today, but it might make things interesting, because I'm genuinely curious to see what characters you guys will vote into this. I'm obviously going to post a video like I did last time for the community champion. But we'll see. If we get, like... How many viewers do we have right now? If we get 35 yes votes, I'll make the poll right now. This gives me something to do while I look at the videos. Okay, we're getting there. Halfway there. Tell you what, I'll spice this up for you guys. If we get 35 yes votes, everyone gets their own little bag of Fritos. That's right. Like a bag that you would get in one of those, like, big blue boxes of variety chips at a soccer game. So really, really consider the priorities here. Okay, I guess I should explain this for some people who don't watch my videos. So I have a series on my YouTube channel. I'll show it on screen right now. Where it's the Persona Versus series. I do scripted comedy analysis videos on if the Persona characters could survive stupid scenarios, like surviving a bear attack, Five Nights at Freddy's, an island, Pokemon, zombies. And I'm doing the final installment of that series of Persona vs. Danganronpa, because it's easily the most asked for thing on the channel. And this, like, discussion is kind of, not determining that. None of these are, like, the actual results. We're just brainstorming here. And, I have started doing a new Scott the Woz upload!
Scott here. These games made me sick. They're that bad.
Okay, sorry. we won't act. I'm sure a lot of you would prefer if we just sat and watched Scott the Woz for 30 minutes, but but yeah, I do like community votes for community champions and extra bonuses in the video. And since we're not doing a Danganronpa game with 30 contestants, we're gonna vote in like 16 of them. Okay, 25. All right, gang, we need 10 more. 10 more votes, yes, and we'll make the funny poll. But I guess in the meantime, woo, Scott the Woz! Yeah, Scott the Woz uploading is such an event. You say you're not Sonic and you behave exactly like the movie Sonic just now. Ah, damn it. That's kind of true. All right. We need to get back on track. We've been distracted too many times by various animals. Dogs, nerds, kitsunes. Let's talk about Chie. Everyone's favorite character, Chie Satonaka. What are y'all thinking? Maybe Mastermind? Is she a rabid animal again? Good night, everyone who's leaving. Chie gets smoked. That's an interesting take. Here's the thing for me with Chie. I think she's a victim that sucks. And I get a lot of slander for how much I dog on Chie. Literally, I've made her a dog in a video before. But the thing about Chie, she was not actually helpful in the murder mysteries. She would occasionally blurt out something helpful. But I think the fact that they make such a point of being like, did she just say something smart? Is a testament to the, like, consistency in which she is helpful. Yes, she knows Kung Fu, but I don't think enough that she's actually gonna kill someone with that. Akihiko is like a trained boxer who fought in the Shadow Realms. Chie has seen a couple DBZ episodes and tries to go Kaioken in base form. It's not the same. Also, I don't think she would actually be pushed to killing anyone. Maybe if the motive was lack of food, I could see it. But I don't think she can kill anyone successfully. So I think she sucks. But I am open to being told I'm wrong, so I can defend my opinion. Would probably die in like a day. True. GA really did not do much. No, GA did nothing in Persona 4. And looking at my fingers. There is a video I've wanted to make that's ranking Persona characters based off of how helpful they were. Not like from a moveset standpoint, but like from what they actually contributed to their goals. And Chie did nothing. She occasionally said some helpful things, but in the grand scheme of things, her and Yukiko were bench warmers in the actual mystery. The only advantage they have is that they were around longer. But, also show my thought with Chie. She would step in to stop someone from killing Yukiko and would die. That is actually really interesting. In a scenario where her and Yukiko both get put into the game, she would kill someone to defend Yukiko. And that would put Yukiko in a troubling situation. However, I'm just gonna say it now. Chie and Yukiko are bottoming the Persona, like, vote in poll. I fully believe that. I think Naoto, Yosuke, Kanji, and honestly, Teddy have a way better chance of being the Persona 4 representatives than Chie and Yukiko. Yukiko is just not interesting. She's the, like, cosplayer from V3. Her bit is she doesn't do anything. She laughs sometimes, but that's it. And Chie you can make some jokes out of, but are the Chie fans really gonna vote her in? If there are Chie fans in the chat, I'm sorry, she's probably not making it. Oh, well. I gotta run, it's late. So sweet. Have a good time, everyone. Bye, Lost Girl. Thank you for making a surprising guest appearance and livening up the mood of the stream for a minute. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna keep an eye on your streams. But thank you. You'll make a little cameo appearance when this video goes live, if I remember. This video is probably not coming out for months, but okay. Done Persona 4. We've done Persona 3. Persona 5 time. Okay. Futaba. There were people asking for Futaba earlier. Futaba, I honestly could see going in literally any of these tiers. I could see her killing. I could see her dying. I could see her trying to be a mastermind. I could see her being a detective. She could be like, oh man, I've played enough of these detective games to know what's going on. So, where do you guys think that puts her? Futaba could go anywhere, in my opinion. Alright, B, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the, like, a cumulative $6. I'll see you around the Discord. Multiple timelines. I can't do timelines in this video. It would branch off too fast. Futaba can become stronger Chihiro. Okay. Futaba would either be alter ego type, survive, or die. Futaba's Chihiro. I thought that too, but I feel like Futaba has a lot more gumption than Chihiro did. I think Fuka, actually, if we're gonna make the Chihiro comparison, Fuka is almost one-to-one with Chihiro more than Futaba is. Futaba is almost like a combination of Toko and Hifumi, if you can believe that. And man, you know, speaking of Fuka, it's almost like someone purposely forgot to mention her in the zombie video. It's almost like maybe she will be some sort of outside source. Who knows? Not me, though. I'm just thinking out loud. Joe, are you gonna make Adam animate some executions? Oh, absolutely I am. Can someone in chat drop the Discord link? Futaba would step up to the plate. I'd imagine at least getting to work with the detectives. I'm back from dinner. Hey, welcome back to whatever. You basically missed us saying that Chie sucks, and we're talking about Futaba. Joe, check your Discord meme channel. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at my fingers from the Fritos. I'm putting the Fritos down, by the way. I'll stop. I'll show you. What the fuck? You guys! What the fuck is this? That's like even the outdated version of my own portrait. Ah. Okay, you know what? We need to tweet this out, Lost Girl. After I take a sip. Okay, I'm really scared of opening my Twitter live, but let's do it. It's Lost Girl on Twitter. Okay, wait, is this her? Yes! Okay. Whoa! She's kissing a dude. Good for her. Okay. I have to tweet this at her. Someone in my Discord just sent me this. Thank you for making the highly anticipated guest appearance on stream tonight. This poor girl. She just decided to rate someone in the persona category and she picked the worst fucking person. Oh, dude, what's up, Jenna? It's not your fault. This is the first stream I've done in ages. I think you were at the last one. Okay. Alright. So the Futaba consensus, because we should probably hop back to that. I'm gonna say that Futaba is actually... She's right in between protagonist and troublemaker. Like, I think that she helps solve as many cases as she does fuck around in them. Yes! Guys! We got a follow back from Lost Girl! We've made it! Dude, is she gonna comment? We have to rapidly refresh. Come on, guys. We can do it. We can do it. Surely she'll make a shitpost comment being like, oh, guys, oh, thanks for having me on. I'm so tired. You can really tell I'm getting to my wit's end at this stream. Futaba would definitely be quick to fall into despair. I miss Aki. Me too. I feel she would be useful. Troublemaker, please. How long does it take to finish a single video with this quality of editing? Oh, man. You know, I don't actually get a lot of questions about that stuff. So, wildly varying. Bear and FNAF were both made within like 6 weeks. Island, for some reason, despite that being the longest video with the most editing in it, only took us a month because Adam's job at the time allowed him to just edit for like 7 hours a day. Zombies took around like 4 or 5 months of concentrated effort because of how busy Adam and I were getting around that time. So Danganronpa, honestly, I don't know when this is going to come out. It's probably going to be, it could either be 3 months or the end of the year. I really don't know. But I'm still going to upload things in between then and now. Joe, I feel like you didn't quite lock in the right way. Joe is acting like a simp when he gets a like comment. Dude, okay. First of all, No, I promise I don't just see VTuber and simp. I have a girlfriend I've dated for 4 years, and if she thought I was simping over a VTuber, my head would be through this wall. Second of all, I don't get a lot of Twitter engagement, so when someone likes my tweets, it's an event. Yes! I know what a kitsune is. My fave YouTuber tweeted my meme! Yeah, aw, I'm your favorite YouTuber! Adam is a speed machine, it's true. Adam does not get his praises sung as much as I feel he deserves. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, gang. We're 2 hours in. My throat is absolutely shredded. I'm probably gonna put this stream down for right now. I might stream again tomorrow or Sunday afternoon. I know that a lot of my Discord members will be doing their own stream tomorrow, so I don't want to impose on that. But I am getting fucking burnt out. I didn't expect this to take this long. We've been having a lot of goofs and gaffs, a lot of shit posts here. So here's what I'm gonna say before we close out the stream. We will return. We'll do the other half of this list. But if I can leave asking anything, I'm not gonna ask anyone to donate money to the backer kit. I know that a lot of my audience is struggling financially as much as I am, but if I could ask for any help at all, please just consider tweeting out this backer kit, sharing it with any friends, because to be honest, I'm a little bit worried that we are at 34% a week in. You know, successful campaigns, they usually get funded within the first week. So I'm just getting a little bit nervous. So I could use all the help as possible. But that doesn't mean go suddenly start dumping your wallets in my bank account. Just some exposure would be really awesome, and I would really appreciate it. In the meantime, we are gonna raid someone. Let's see. We should pay the good faith forward and raid a Persona 5 streamer.
Rumor has it she gives pretty crappy examinations and sells some weird homemade medicines on top of that.
Let's do Meadow Leventis. At this time, I'm going to ask for the only time. It's the only time you're going to catch me supporting the Twitch army. As many people from YouTube go over to the Twitch stream so that we can give them a more awesome raid. You don't have to stick around in that stream, but it would be really cool if we could give them like a 20-man or so stream. So I'm gonna give it like 20 seconds for as many people to join there. And yeah, I will also be posting an upload video sometime in the next couple days, talking about the backer kit, the plans for Danganronpa. I'll be uploading the vote poll for this. But in the meantime, let's fucking make somebody's day.
Correct? Because that sounds like a My Little Pony name.
Okay. Yeah, she's my little posting. So I gotta remember how to do this. Okay. Go like this. All right. I'll see you guys later. How does this work? Do I raid? Yeah, there we go. Okay, bye guys.